Now here's news you can use. This is what we hear. This is the buzz in the Devil's ear.
Good afternoon, Red Devils. I'm Aldrey Hall.
And I'm Garrett Norris, and these are your announcements for today.
Your quote of the day: people change and things go wrong, but just remember, life goes on. Mac Miller.
Today's feature highlights a man of many titles, a celebrity of Central High School. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Introducing Darius Thomas.
Good afternoon, Red Devils. I'm Paisley Flagg, your field reporter, and I'm sitting here with Darius Thomas, a man of many titles. So Darius, how's your day been going so far?
It's going good. How's your day going?
My day is pretty well, thank you for asking. Just start off with a couple of questions. So I know that you're involved in quite a few organizations and activities.
Right.
What positions do you hold and how many do you hold?
Okay, so I'm the local CHS secretary for FBLA. I'm the local HOSA president. I'm the state HOSA president, and I'm the Alabama Boy State governor and the national president for Boys Nation. So that's 5.
So a lot of people with a lot of success always have an origin. There's always somewhere that you came from, somewhere that you started. Mm-hmm. Where did you start?
So Miss Williams, she's a 9th grade teacher. She's the one that really pushed me out my comfort zone and led me into like speaking competitions and whatnot. She asked me like 3 times to join FBLA, and I told her no all 3 times. And then one day she pulled me outside of class and then asked me again, and I told her no, and she said why? And then I said, and then she was like, you know, there's no time like the present. So I was like, okay, that's true. So I might as well do it. And then I went and competed. Then I got 4th place in the state, then 1st and 1st. So I kept doing it.
So you feel as if the 4th place title, it actually helped you work harder to get a 1st place title?
Yeah, it made me want to get 1st place the next year. So.
Okay, that's good. So FBLA was like your first organization that you were in?
Yeah, it was my first organization that I was in, and it's kind of like the first one that like led to me doing speaking and leadership roles. So.
All right. Do you have any advice for any new high school students?
Yeah, my advice would be to make sure that you're taking the opportunities as they come, because like I said, you know, I didn't know like years before in 9th grade that I would have like all these titles that I do now. So that I was just taking advantage of the opportunities as they came to me. And it's like, as they come, just make sure you're taking advantage of the opportunities and always look for opportunities.
Okay. So just a, quick question.
Okay.
One for the people.
Okay.
Which organization is your favorite?
HOSA.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Darius Thomas is a HOSA man all the way.
That's right.
Who's your hero? Who's your role model? Who do you look up to?
So I'm a big fan of Senator Marco Rubio from Florida. He has like an amazing story that I like. It's kind of like a rags to riches story when he talks about how, his parents were immigrants and his mom was like a bartender and his dad was like, worked at a hotel or something. So like it's a very motivational story for me. He's one of my favorite senators of all time, and he's pretty much my role model. So
you just look up to him in every aspect of life?
Yeah.
His success?
He's a great guy too. He's a great guy. Yeah.
Okay. So what school do you plan on attending, college-wise?
University of Alabama.
Why?
I got a scholarship.
Okay. How'd you get the scholarship?
I won governor at Alabama Boy State, and for winning governor, I got a full tuition scholarship to University of Alabama, and then I got $16,000 to Auburn University.
Which would be your major?
Political science or public policy, one of the two.
Which one would you like to do?
Probably, I think political science is a little easier.
More easier?
Yeah, okay. I think political science.
What do you plan on doing in the future as career-wise?
I'd like to run for elected office. That's my dream, is to run for elected office. That'd be like, that's the top. That's the dream. I don't know if that'll happen, but like that's the goal.
So would you run straight for president and start like a mayor?
No, like start small.
Start small?
Yeah, like a county commissioner seat, run for one of those. I got to go to the county commission and see like what they do. I thought it was pretty cool. So I could run for a county commissioner seat. That'd be pretty cool.
And just work your way to the top? Climb the ladder?
Yeah.
All right. So you said previously that you're a president of Boys Nation? Mm-hmm. What is Boys Nation?
So Boys Nation is a program that kind of comes after Boy State. Each state has a Boy State program, except for, like Hawaii doesn't count. But each state has Boy State programs, and what happens at Boy State is you can run for like positions. So I won governor at Boy State. The way Alabama does it is if you win the top 2 positions, which are governor and lieutenant governor, you get to go to Boys Nation. But like in New Jersey, they do like interviews to see who can go to Boys Nation. So at Alabama, if you win a certain position, you get to go. But Boys Nation is composed of only 2 guys from each state, not counting Hawaii. So there's not 100, there's 98. So 98 boys get to go to Boys Nation, and as soon as we get there, we're sworn in as senators, and we all have like our own Senate, and then elections start happening. You can run for like president, you can run for secretary of the Senate, president pro tem, you can run for like a lot of positions. And yeah, so Boys Nation is just 2 guys from each state who were the best of the best from Boys State.
How was the experience? How did it feel to
It was really
win
cool.
Boys Nation president?
It was really cool. There's a video about it that the American Legion did. It was really awesome. A lot of like, I don't know, it's kind of cool because like you realize that all the guys there are the top of the top from their state, and to win out of all the guys that are top of the top, it's pretty cool.
There's a lot of, I saw the video actually, there's a lot of support coming from
There was a lot of support actually, yeah. I want to throw this out here, not to brag, but the guy last year won by 4 votes. I won by 12. Just saying.
3 times as much.
Just saying. I'm just going to throw that out there. And there was a lot of support. I got 55 votes, and like as soon as I won, everybody, even people who didn't vote for me, just came like running towards me. It was a pretty cool experience.
All right. So you say that you hold 5 different positions out of all the organizations and activities that you're involved in. How do you balance your time between each organization? How do you prioritize your time, rather?
So I just, I look at, obviously, I'm a state president, and that kind of, I prioritize my things based off of the positions I hold. So I'm a state president, that's a big deal. And then a national president for Boys Nation, that's also a big deal. I just have to like look at what's, the position I hold and what's the most important. But I mean, as I get notified about things that's happening, I kind of like write it down and take it as it comes, like what's happening. Cause like, I have a lot of stuff to do, and I just like write it down to know that I'm not missing anything.
Can you tell us how to get involved into Boys State or Girls State?
Yeah, so if you're interested in getting into Boys State, Girls State, your counselor, talk to your counselor. Miss Lewis is pretty big in it, so Miss Lewis is the one that got me into it. But there's going to be, you just go talk to her. There's an application process. You fill it out, return your application back to her, and then she'll tell you if you can go or not, basically. But the sad thing is that, from Boys State last year, only me and Kevon went. So that's only 2 guys came from our school, but other schools have like bus loads of like 20 to 30 kids coming. So there's only 2 Central High School kids at Boys State, and there is a Girl State as well. So if you're a girl and you're interested in doing that, you can definitely do that. You just go see Miss Lewis. But I mean, it helps. Another guy said, it's kind of sad because not a lot of kids take advantage of this opportunity because there's so much free money. Like, I mean, a full tuition scholarship is waiting for you if you, run for the top position. So if you want to get into it, just talk to Miss Lewis. She'll give you an application and then go from there.
So how do you stay grounded throughout all of your success? You say that you're president of Boys Nation, president of Alabama HOSA, you're local secretary, local president for HOSA. How do you stay grounded and keep your head level and still finish high school?
I just have to like realize what's important, because like, I wouldn't have like gotten any of those things if it weren't for school. Like those things are kind of like off branches of going to school. So I was only able to achieve those things from like, the opportunities I've had in the school. So I'm a student first, but I do have a lot of titles to tend to, but yeah, I'm a student first. Student is one of the titles that I have, so.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I'm not sure. I can't answer that. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'll be done with college. I mean, that's like 4 years in college, and then law school maybe. It's like 3 years after that. So that's 7 right there. And then so that's 20. Hopefully, I'm maybe a lawyer. Maybe I have a small position, like a county position or a city position. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not really sure what else.
Okay, so you hold bigger positions in HOSA and in Boys Nation than you do in FBLA, but it all began with FBLA. Why?
Just because like that teacher with Miss Williams, she was the teacher that pushed me, and she was kind of the first one that contacted me and got me out of my comfort zone. And so her organization was FBLA in business, so that's the one I got like tangled up with first. But yeah, she was the one that kind of like started it all, I guess, and I kind of just got involved with that organization first.
Okay.
That's a good question. There's actually, a lot of people don't know this, but 3 of the previous national officers who just left their offices last year, the national officers, 3 of them majored in public policy. And that's a big deal because, I mean, if you're in a healthcare organization getting all the knowledge of healthcare that you can, going into public policy, we need politicians who actually are versed on healthcare issues and can know a lot about applying healthcare to the public sector. And being in elected office, knowing a lot about healthcare is a pretty big deal, and it's pretty beneficial for you as a person. So being in HOSA has given me a lot of healthcare knowledge that hopefully I can apply to elected office if I get elected one day. So it helps out a lot.
Do you plan on continuing your success in HOSA as in running for a national office?
Yeah, I do. Quick announcement, everyone. I'm running for national office this year. I'm going to be getting a book, the Robert's Rules of Order for Parliamentary Procedure. I'm going to be getting that because there's a test on it to run for national office. So this year I'm going to be getting that book, and I'm going to be like reading through it to make sure, you know, I know all the procedures, and then pass the test hopefully, and then I'll run for national office this upcoming summer. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas. So I'll be there running for national office.
Can we know what position you run for?
Yeah, so in the way HOSA does, it's kind of weird. You can't run for a specific position. You can just run to be on the team, and if you get the most votes, they do interviews to see what position you hold. So the way I won president was I just gave a speech, and I got the top 4 amount of votes, and they interviewed me, and they decided I'd be the best president. So, but you can write down what you want to be, and I want to be the national president-elect. And that's a 2-year position, so you have to be president-elect 1 year, then president the next year. So that's the position I'm running for national office, but I can only either get that one or the Central Region Vice President. It's either one of those.
Do you plan on returning to Boys State or Boys Nation as like a counselor?
Yeah. I'm actually going back to Boys State when school ends, because that's when it's held. It's right like the week after school ends or whatever. I'm going to be going back to Boys State. I'm the sitting governor, so I have to go back, but I'm going back as a counselor as well to spend the whole week because it's a pretty cool experience. And then I'm not sure if I'll go back to Boys Nation, but you know, because that's in Washington, D.C. I'm not sure if I can make that, you know, travel, but going back to Boys State, it's in Montgomery, so that's pretty easy. I'll go back and be a counselor.
Well, Red Devils, you heard it here first. Paisley Flagg and Darius Thomas. You all have a nice Red Devil day.
Happy birthday to Jonquavius Donner. We would also like to mention that today is National Love Your Feet Day and National Thrift Shop Day.
There will be a mandatory National Technical Honor Society meeting Wednesday, August 23rd in room 504 at 8:15. There will also be a Science Club interest meeting on Thursday, August 21st, also in room 504 at 8:15 as well.
Meet the Devils is tomorrow. Don't forget to be there. It starts at 6.
For additional club announcements, check the in-plug televisions located around campus. These have been your Red Devil TV announcements.
Have a great Red Devil Day.